where we delve into what's happening in the world of Fantasy Premier League with my stupid pundits. Follow us and subscribe to our social media pages. Turn on notifications to our posts, and don't forget to leave a comment and share with us your teams going into GameWeek 7. HotDawgs Live also happens to be the official podcast of HotDawgs Fantasy Premier League, proudly sponsored by Y&Y Kinky, located at Adenta, opposite Dawgs SHS, and Rave Studios, located at Awoshi. Getting into Game Week 7, we go back to Game Week 6, where we look at our Manager of the Week, which happened to be MTF ESC, who won the Manager of the Week with 98 points. He won, his team looks good. Captain Haaland had Son and Madison in his team, played a 3-5-2 formation, and came out with 98 points. So MTFESC won the Manager of the Week. Then again, looking at our top three, we had Stitches FC at number 1, Jalil FC at number 2, and then MTFESC coming in at number 3. At the bottom of the league, we still have those same three managers: Game Republic, R7 United, and Paul put inside. If you remember from last game, Game Week 6, we had Paul put inside at 48, R7 United at 49, and then Game Republic at 50. Right now, we have Game Republic right there and coming through to 48. So R7 United is still at 49, and then Paul put inside. Vina is still at 50th. He's now at 50th, at the 50th position. So that's what's going on at HotDawgs Fantasy Premier League, and hopefully we'll get you to join us next season when we start over a new season. Going forward, we'd like to look at Game Week 7, fixtures for Game Week 7, and then we would focus on that going forward. So on Saturday, we have Aston Villa playing Brighton FC, Bournemouth playing Arsenal, hosting Arsenal. So Bournemouth will be hosting Arsenal at home. Everton playing Luton, Manchester United playing Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Burnley, West Ham playing Sheffield. So West Ham will be hosting Sheffield United at home. And then Spurs will be playing Liverpool. The match to look out for: Spurs versus Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool. Wolves will be playing Manchester City. And then on Sunday, the only match on Sunday, Nottingham Forest will be playing Brentford. And then on Monday, Fulham and then Chelsea. Fulham will be playing Chelsea at home. Then on Tuesday, Luton Town will be playing Burnley FC, which means that on Tuesday, there will be a prospect for a double game week on Tuesday. So now to the main topic of the day. We'll be looking at Burnley and Luton, the first double game week of the season. So Burnley and Luton Town both have double game weeks on Tuesday. And looking at Burnley, they've scored 4 goals. Played 6 games, scored 4 goals, conceded 13 goals. They've lost 4, drew 1, which came against Nottingham Forest. But that was even after Zeki had taken the lead. Nottingham Forest came back with Austin Odoi and equalized. And then looking at Luton Town, they've also played 5 games, scored 3, conceded 11, lost 4, drew 1, which came against Wolves. And before that, their striker Carlton Morris scored through a penalty, who is currently the highest owned player at Luton Town. So considering the fact that they have a double game week this coming game week 7, Ambassador Sam, what would you be doing? Would you go for players from Luton Town and then Burnley, hoping to fix them into your team for the time being?
Okay, with Luton Town, I would advise all managers to keep, if you have Morris, I'll advise you to keep Morris because he will score. And then I realize most managers are buying Kabori, that's Luton Town's defender. I don't think buying Kabori is a good choice. Luton Town would definitely concede. So I'll advise managers to buy Morris since it's a double game week.
Okay. Snow, what do you think about since you are right now we're looking at gaining points, using the advantage to help us with our points and help us climb up the ladder. Would you be looking to bring in players with double game weeks into your team?
Okay, so before anything, shout outs to Manager of the Week. I'm sure he has received their letter.
Yeah, MTFC.
Yes, he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, people will plot behind you because, everyone wants to win that prize. But hey, that is it. Shout out to you. And the top three, you guys are doing well. We are just hoping that the bottom three will try and then climb up. My own very friend, R7.
A puppy.
R7.
A puppy.
Man, you can do better than this, man.
Puppy.
Okay.
Oh,
so let's get into it. Now we are talking about teams having double game weeks. In this case, I'm going to concentrate on just Luton Town and then Burnley. Now we've seen Luton Town's performance in the season so far. They are trying their best. But when you come into the Premier League, this is the challenge we talk about. You will have to visit a championship team in a cold night and you have to perform. Because you don't stand a chance winning the Premier League. You are not going to finish top 6. You are not even going to finish top 10. So your only chance to actually create some kind of impression for yourself is to making sure you do well in the EFL Cups and then FA Cups. So these guys don't take these cups lightly. They want to go out there and perform. Now you go and play a cold night at one of the championship clubs, and then you come back over the weekend and you have to defend your place in the Premier League. It's a choice and it's preference. You probably have seen one or two qualities about a few players in a team concerning Luton Town. Maybe you want to keep, as Sammy mentioned earlier, the striker is doing well, and anytime a penalty comes up, he's likely to take up the mantle and then do the conversion. So you are probably likely to get a goal from him, or maybe an assist or something of that sort. But if you really want to rack up points, with this, second table teams having double game weeks, I don't think it's a good idea for you to bring them into your squad. Not at all. I won't encourage that.
Well,
yeah.
Everybody got their opinion.
Exactly.
And then with Luton Town, I already have the most owned player from there, Morris. I brought him in during game week 4 after I saw his performance in the previous game week. So I've been owning him since game week 4, so it wouldn't be a big deal. I already have him in my team. Mistakenly, I had him on my bench last game week, and he punished me by getting
a goal.
Yeah, a goal, which really hurts my team. But back to you again, Snow. Looking at Tottenham Hotspurs, look with their performances so far. We saw what they did against us now.
Yeah.
Which ended in the draw, but they've been playing so good recently. Yeah. They play Liverpool next, and then after Liverpool, they play Luton Town, Fulham FC, Crystal Palace, and then Chelsea, and then Wolves. A lot of people are beginning to ship in Maddison and Son in their teams. I'm sure Ambassador Sam already has both players in their teams.
Yeah, he benched them.
Yeah, and he benched them last
game.
He benched them last game against us now, and he got.
I don't know why you would have
Son and
Madison and you bench them. I think Samir is trying to think like Pep. Like sometimes he overthinks and then he's trying to be tactical and then
when you do that, you get punished.
It backfires.
So looking at those two players, if you'd pick one, but we both know we have the capacity to pick two.
Yeah.
Would you focus on picking two to optimize your attacking returns, or do you focus on one, either Son or Maddison, and then get another player budget by to place either one of them, or would you go with both of them? Looking at how I mean, how good their next fixtures look like.
Okay. So we all have seen, Tottenham's performance in the season. So far, and these guys are cooking. Don't let anyone lie to you. Tottenham is playing some kind of incredible football in the league, and you can't take that away from them. Last week I was here and I told you one of the teams I fear the most in the league is Arsenal.
Yeah.
Now I watched Tottenham play Arsenal just a few days ago, and I was like, whoa. You can't take that away from these guys. And that, combination between Madison and Son, it is starting to feel like Son and Kane.
Yeah.
And this one is even more effective because this one is not just centered on just two players. It's like it's an all-round team.
It's an all-round team.
Then at the end of the day, these two guys come in and the tactical finish comes. If you can keep both Son and Madison cool, but there is no way you shouldn't have one of them in your team.
Okay.
At least you should have one of them. If you are looking to get attacking returns, Son is the one who actually goes for the final touch.
Yeah.
So if you want attacking returns, then you should have Son in your team.
Of course.
If you have the luxury to have both guys in your team, kudos. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm scared for the game this weekend.
Well,
Trust me, because Son sees Liverpool and all of a sudden he's prime Messi. You wouldn't see where the performance will come from. You wouldn't see where he gets all that energy from. Then boom, then he celebrates and go like, "Do you know who I am?" He did that to City in the Champions League a few years ago, when Pep had to say Tottenham is a Hurricane FC, and then he punished them.
yeah, he did.
That guy is good. He has the potential, and when it's a good day for him, you can't keep him off the rack.
So you're going to in your
I have
personal
some in my team. Yes, I have some in my team.
I believe
I don't have the
you
luxury to have Madison.
Madison,
Yes,
but
I have
I believe Sam has both Son and
Yeah, I
Madison.
have Son and Madison, and I'm going to keep them.
You're keeping both of them in your team.
going
Throughout the
to-
Liverpool.
They punished you.
throughout
Why
the
will you keep
Liverpool.
them?
We all have favorites.
Yeah,
Speaking as an Arsenal fan, I wish Arsenal would never concede. But I made it a point that Arsenal will definitely concede. But on a second thought, Tottenham didn't score in their previous game. So I thought maybe they'll find it difficult to score. But they punished me.
They punished
I
you.
admit it.
And talk about being punished on clean sheets, and you knew Arsenal were going to concede, but you still decided to put Son and Madison on the bench. What do you think about premium defenders this season? Trent Alexander-Arnold is out injured. He's for 7.9, currently at 7.9 million. Robertson is finding it difficult to find his feet. And on the brighter side, Trippier really proved why premium defenders are so good to have in your teams. He got three assists against Sheffield United last game week. So looking at premium defenders this game week, would you still consider having, because I think Trent is currently finding his way back into the team after his injury, and then I don't know, Van Dijk. Are you planning on bringing in any premium defenders into your team this season?
Yeah, the premium defenders is unfortunate. You are supposed to pick only 3 players from a single team. You can't pick 2 defenders from a single team. Meanwhile, that team can give you better attackers and better midfielders.
Yeah.
So, me going for a 3-back always, I'll definitely take a premium defender, at least 1 or 2. I admire Van Dijk a lot. With his returns, he has proven by giving an assist, and
last game week.
I believe the subsequent games he will prove as well. So keeping or bringing in premium defenders, I think is a plus. It's a good one. And talking about Alexander-Arnold, this season he has not been there. EPL is more of being consistent, playing without injury, but immediately injury sets in, you find it difficult to bounce back. So I think bringing in premium defenders is okay.
So do you have any premium? The funny thing is most managers are going for the 3-5-2 formation this season. So it means you have only three defenders to look at. Then you focus on the having a very good midfield because that's where the money is. So would you want? Do you have any premium defenders in your team?
Okay, so let me just put this across and let me just get things straight. The word premium defenders in fantasy league came as a result of consistency. You remember when Alexander-Arnold was on fire, he was battling it out with his own teammate Robertson. This gives an assist today, this gives an assist the next team. That's when the premium defending came in, where defenders were standing on their grounds and keeping clean sheets and all that. It's like you pick this guy, you know he's going to give you a clean sheet. You pick this guy, you know he's going to give you an assist. You pick this guy, you know he's going to do something to, you know, help you rake out some points. And that's where the premium thing came in. And trust me, we are into the 7th game week, right?
We're going to the 7th.
And I'd be truthful and I'd be fair. I'm actually not seeing any premium defender or any premium performance in terms of defenders in the league right now.
But when
everyone is conceding.
When it comes to the prices, you know, premium defenders are much more the managers, the players whose prices are
exactly
the 5.5. So why would I bring in a defender who is costing me 5.5 million or even 6 million and can't give me a clean sheet or an attacking return? So would you look at bringing in Trippier, who is currently at 6.6 million, knowing quite well that he wouldn't be getting a clean sheet, and then maybe he might not even be getting an assist or a goal?
That is what I'm talking about. It's all about putting the bet on the defender and expecting him to deliver. Give me that clean sheet. I know you are a premium defender. Give me that assist. Give me that, you know, attacking returns, or just stand on your grounds and make sure no one goes past you. So if I'm spending 7.9 million on a defender and you can't give me an assist, you can't give me a clean sheet, that's deadly.
Yeah,
that's like buying Erling Haaland to get attacking returns and he blanks. That's 14 million gone waste in a week.
Yeah, that's 14 million.
Yes, and I'm telling you, when you look at the consistency in the Premier League this season, I mean, you can't tell me there's been a particular defender this season that has excelled in all the games so far. No, they are conceding.
Right.
Giving the assist has become a problem. Look at Andrew Robertson. Now Alexander-Arnold is even out injured. And I think he's the most expensive defender, right?
Yeah, Alexander is injured.
Yes, and he's injured.
Okay.
So where is the premium coming from?
Okay, talking about premium defenders punishing you. We look at Trippier's very own Newcastle United, who started the season very well. They beat Aston Villa 5-1 at home in their first game, and then went on to play 3 difficult games. They played City, who they lost to City, they lost to Liverpool, and then they lost to Brighton.
Yes.
Which eventually meant that there didn't be any clean sheets for Trippier, right?
Exactly.
But then again, it looks like they're finding their feet. They scored Brentford 1-0 at home and then went on to beat Sheffield United 8-0, with Trippier coming in to give 8 assists. Looking forward, looks like they have an easy run after their tough fixtures, which the Premier League laid to them. I mean, you can play Liverpool, you can play City, then play Liverpool, then play Brighton consistently, consecutively, and expect to get any good returns. But looking at their next fixtures, they are playing Burnley, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Wolves. That's their next 4 matches coming up. Are you looking to bring in any Newcastle players? And if you're bringing any Newcastle players, where are you looking at? Are you looking at the defense, the midfield, the attack? Where are you looking at to get your Newcastle players from to give you that returns?
Okay, so trust me, Newcastle is one of the informed teams in the Premier League right now. I mean, the only reason they lost to Liverpool was complacency. That they thought they were there, because for Liverpool to go down by a man and you're already 1 goal up, what's the point? And then after they lost to Liverpool and they lost to Brighton, they were like, no, this is not us. We need to come back to the game. We need to find our feet and we need to get the results. And we've seen what they've done after, I mean, those defeats, you know. So the next thing here is that they've been able to get 2 wins after losing consecutively to Manchester City, Liverpool, and then Brighton. Now they feel like, okay, we are back, we can do it. And sometimes in football, all you need is confidence. When I'm looking to include Newcastle players into my squad, I'll go for Anthony Gordon, the academic guy who came from Everton. The guy has been exceptional this season.
Exceptional, but I think Gordon has he got one goal during the previous game. Because
he got one goal against Liverpool,
and then he has been good. But looking at attacking returns, I wouldn't play. Is Gordon really the guy providing it? I think what was it? Gordon's coming in as a midfielder, by the way.
Yes.
And if he's coming in as a midfielder, well, yeah, that also works.
So. Okay, so when you watch the whole Newcastle game, Gordon is operating from the flanks.
Yes, operating.
And that is where the game comes from with Newcastle. I mean, just compare 3 of the games they've played previously. That's where the guy is youthful. The guy has now got the confidence he needs. And then he feels like he can go for anything he wants. He's striking from that end. He's giving passes from that side. And he's going to run you up. So he's likely to either get a goal or get an assist. And this is a guy who is a budget buy. Yeah. He's not too expensive.
Yeah.
It means you can always include him in your midfielders. And he will be able to give you something of that sort. He got a goal in their 8-0, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, he got a goal. And even some of their toughest games, he managed to, come up, on top. So Anthony Gordon is doing well. I feel like Trippier is also, back to his feet. And then Isak is there, All these guys will give you attacking returns. Even though you expect clean sheet from Trippier, that guy will give you an assist. And then even if you have a set piece, he could just come and then bury it for you. So these are 3 players I feel like if you want to include in your squad, you should at least get Trippier from the defense. You can get Anthony Gordon from the midfield, and then Isak will give you attacking returns from the top.
Oh, it looks like a good team.
Yeah.
If you can get Isak, Gordon, and then Trippier in your team, good luck to you.
Yes, good luck.
It looks lucrative. It looks good. It looks like a good option. Sammy, do you have any Newcastle players in your team at the moment?
I don't have any, but I'm thinking of buying Gordon. Harvey Barnes is injured.
Yeah, Harvey Barnes came off injured.
I think Gordon will have that playing time or the starting 11 for a couple of weeks before Harvey Barnes returns to the team. So I'm thinking of buying Gordon because his attacking rate is very high. He's not the poster boy there. He's underrated, and he's using that advantage to always shoot and try to hit on target. So I'm thinking of buying Gordon.
Well, whilst you're thinking about buying players, let's think about shipping out players.
I believe some people even want to ship out a team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if only it's possible.
Ship out a team.
R7. I know you are going to watch this. R7, wherever you are. I presume you want to ship out your team. You just want to rise to the whole fantasy Premier League organization and be like, yo, I made a mistake from the start. I want to restart all over again.
But the funny thing is, Game Republic is really he promised that. He made a mistake during the beginning of the season. He ended up being 50th as the last game week. And right now he's at 48. Means he has climbed 2 steps forward. And talking about 2 steps forward, our co-pundit here, Sam, was the highest climber. He moved from... he's currently sitting at... what position are you currently in right now?
Right now... What I know is I'm on top of Ralph Gaba.
Our producer.
You're on top of producer, chief producer. Yeah, you're probably saying it. So what position are you right now currently?
26.
You're 26.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That happens to be the highest climb.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, over the weekend.
Oh,
so
okay.
he moved from way back. I'm sure he was somewhere below the bottom 40 or something. He came back. Right now, currently at 46th. Higher than the producer. Shipping out players.
Yeah. Brighton
FC. They've done incredibly well for most managers. With Thomas doing wonders for us. Estupinan, although he was benched 2 game weeks ago for Lamptey, he still came back this game week and produced an attacking return. So they actually have Villa to play this game week, and then they play Liverpool, and then Manchester City. Would you, with Estupinan being the most owned player at Brighton, who is a defender, of course, Mitoma an attacker, and then Match also an attacker, both in the midfield. Keeping Estupinan will mean you guaranteed of a clean sheet against City and Liverpool and then Aston Villa. Are you looking forward to keeping those high-owned players from Brighton FC, or you'd rather sell them and come back for them after those games?
Okay. So I feel like an upset is near. You know, we are into the 7-game week, right? I have this feeling that an upset is near, and the upset could either hit City, Arsenal, or Liverpool.
Okay.
One of these 3 teams are going to get an upset.
And those are the 3 teams with who haven't lost any games.
So far in the league. Yeah, so I feel like an upset is very near. When you look at a few seasons back, let's just take 2 seasons back, Liverpool really struggled to play against Brighton. I mean, of course, that's when they had Caicedo in the team, and then, you know, these guys were powerhouses in the midfield, and Liverpool were having problems with the midfield and then all that. But it's all about confidence. You understand? I mean, let's consider 2 teams like Manchester City and Liverpool. Player to player, Manchester City will probably be ahead of Liverpool. But Manchester City will always be scared to face Liverpool. Because sometimes it is not necessarily the performance the player has, but it has to be with the spirit and the confidence they come at you. And when you look at Brighton, I mean, they have a belief they can beat Liverpool. They've done it before. I mean, they've done it several times. And this is a Liverpool team where the whole back 4 is, you know, questionable. Today, Van Dijk does well. The next day, he's out.
Yeah.
Konate plays 2 games. He's injured. Now, Alexander-Arnold is out. You have to rotate between Gomez, Matip. The whole problems Liverpool have this season is their back 4. Now, if you have problems with your back 4 and you have Mitoma coming at you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's a problem.
That guy will stress you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So you're looking at keeping attackers from Brighton.
From Brighton.
And then maybe you would be wary of
having defenders from Liverpool.
Because
because the whole Liverpool back 4 or the whole Liverpool back line hasn't really gelled this season. And look at the form that Mitoma is in. He will come at you. I mean, we saw what Anthony Gordon even did to this Liverpool team. He got a goal. So I don't see why you should drop players from Brighton when they have to face Liverpool. And even with Manchester City, you should have a Brighton player in your team. And for me, I still go for Mitoma. Because I'm not saying City might go down, but they will stress you. From the flanks, they are going to stress you. You might think Walker has the pace and then whatever is it. Mitoma will get a ball, he will come at Walker, you will feel like he wants to take on. He will give that assist. And boom, before you realize the ball is at the back of the net. And Rodri has a red card now.
Yeah,
so let's talk about
probably they have Calvin Phillips in there.
Exactly, but he hasn't played with the team for some time now. At
least this whole season. Injured, so
I see an upset coming. Okay. I don't see why I shouldn't keep a Brighton player.
Okay. Ambassador Sam, do you have any Brighton players in your team?
Yes. Mitoma is one of the players I admire a lot. Mitoma didn't start against their previous game against Bournemouth. Mitoma didn't start. And we also how the game went. During the first half.
He came inside and then.
Yes, during the first half, Brighton's attack was average, it was normal. But immediately Mitoma entered the team second half. They got 13 goal attempts. So you can tell.
Yeah.
Mitoma against every defender, he will disturb you. He will worry you. So going into this game week against Aston Villa and then next match against Liverpool, I don't think putting Mitoma away or taking him out of the team is advisable. I will keep Mitoma. Even against Manchester City.
Talking about keeping and sharing and maintaining. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our social media pages. Turn on notifications to our posts, and don't forget to leave a comment and share with us your teams going to Game Week 7, which we are going to do right away. So, who is going to tell us about their setup in their upcoming Game Week first?
Okay, so
Snow, would you like to take us through your picks for the Game Week 7?
okay, so in post I have Edison from Manchester City. I have Estupinan from Brighton. I have Cash, and then I have Saliba from Arsenal as well. The midfielders I have Son, I have Salah, I have Mitoma, I have Phil Foden and Anthony Gordon. And then with the attacking returns, I'm looking forward to get a brace from Erling Haaland, and I expect Darwin Núñez to get me a goal. Yeah.
Okay, so that's you're
That's
still going with the 3-5-2.
Yeah, 3-5-2 formation, exactly.
Well, looks good. Hopefully, we'll come back next game and see how many points you got from those teams. So, Sam, what teams are you looking forward to? What players are you looking for?
I have Edison in my post. Edison is playing against Wolves. With my 3-back, as usual, I'm going for Estupiñán, Vardiol, and then William Saliba. Vardiol is playing against Wolves as well. And Wolves doesn't score, so I think Manchester City will keep that clean sheet. Wolves doesn't have that attack that will disturb Manchester City's defense. With my midfield, I'm going for Mohamed Salah, one of my players. Against Tottenham, he will pull a show. I have Mitoma, I have Saka, and I have Son playing against Liverpool. With my attack, I have Watkins against Brighton. Brighton will score, but I believe definitely they will concede. And then I have Julian Alvarez. That is my option buy instead of buying 40 million player who will give me 6 points at the end of the week. And then I have Morris as my captain. Morris is playing a double game week.
He has a double game week.
Yes,
Morris
so
has a double game week.
Against Everton and then Burnley. That is my team now.
Oh, looks good. Also looks good. Well, I also happen to have Arela in post. Trippier, Estupinan, and Botman as my defense. I went double on my Newcastle defense, as I always do. And it looks unfortunate I couldn't do that last game, but it still came back at me. I have Bowen, Madison, who looks injured, but I still have to have him in my post, have him in my team, and then I'd hope even if he doesn't play, my bench would come in with auto substitution. Mbuemo and Salah adds to the midfield, and I'd have a top 3 with Alvarez, Haaland, and then Morris, who I already have in my game in my team since game week 4. So that's my team for game week 7, and I ended up captaining Haaland again. Who wouldn't captain Haaland? That's who I ended up captaining.
I'm not sure Sammy will agree with you.
Yeah, Sammy would agree with me, but I still
I don't have Haaland in the first place. Not to talk of captain.
I'm sure even if he has Haaland, he's not going to captain.
One funny thing is this game week 7 happens to be the last game week of the month of September, right? So we're looking at who would end up winning the manager of the month, which is proudly sponsored by Y&Y Kinky, located at Delta opposite Delcom SHS. Just call them and enjoy sumptuous balls of Kinky with everything you'd crave for. So Y&Y Kinky is sponsoring manager of the month this coming, and next week we'll be looking at the manager of the month, which would be awarded by Y&Y Kinky. We have a package for the manager of the month, and that's what we'll be looking at. Also, we'd like to thank Rev Studios, located at Awoshi, for this beautiful setup. So we'd like to say goodbye for this game week, and then we'll be looking forward to meeting you again next game week. Don't forget to comment on our social media pages with your team is going to game week 7. Ask us the questions. When we answer you with our astute pundits, we'll be ready to give you the answers you need to get you off the fence. Take care and goodbye.